Have you ever seriously thought about why some people hit the ground, and it feels like the gravity of failure just pins them to the floor so they never touch the gas pedal again? They comfortably hug their knees in defeat, surrender completely, and convince themselves that the game is over and this is all life has to offer them. But tucked away inside history, there is always an exception, a single human being who, when the world loaded every single weapon it had and blasted him until he was completely reduced to ash and rubble, refused to stay buried under that debris. Instead, he took that exact same ash and rubble and built an empire that will echo across eternity. The story of Leo Messi is not about kicking a ball, scoring goals, winning trophies, or racking up sports accolades. The story is about how you can take failure, right in the middle of the darkest and most freezing moments of your life when not a single soul is backing you up, and turn it into the primary fuel that catapults you forward. We humans have a bad habit. When we look at the lives of heroes, we assume they dropped down from some alien planet, grew up wrapped in silk, and never once tasted pain, stress, humiliation, or hopelessness. But the raw truth is the exact opposite. Leo Messi has tasted the bitter, crushing taste of rejection, being overlooked, being humiliated, and enduring back-to-back failures more than almost anyone else walking on the surface of this planet. By the time you reach the end of this video, you are going to learn a bizarre, fascinating, and deeply psychological formula that has completely flipped the lives of countless people upside down and transformed how your brain views the terrifying word, problem. By the way, have you ever asked yourself why so many people alter their entire lifestyle the second the first tiny rock gets thrown in their path, throwing their hands up and looking backward, while a handful of ordinary folks pull legendary triumphs out of the absolute worst tragedies and darkness? The answer to that question lies inside a profound psychological secret that is about to give you goosebumps and completely rewire your perspective on reality. To understand this secret, you shouldn't look at Leo Messi's status right now. You have to rewind the tape all the way back to the days when nobody could even pronounce his name correctly. Look at the background of his life. A little boy who, due to a severe growth hormone deficiency, was told point-blank by every doctor and specialist in his hometown that he needed to kill his dream of playing football and go sit quietly in the corner of a room to map out an ordinary, limited life. He was shorter than every kid his age, his bone structure and physical frame were weaker than everyone else's, and on the football pitch, he had to take the most brutal, punishing resistance imaginable. In a world where sports success completely depended on raw physical power, a hulking build, towering height, and an intimidating physique, Leo Messi had statistically zero chance, and every door in the world was padlocked right in his face. Major local clubs in Argentina rejected him one after the other, smiling condescendingly as they told him, "This kid is way too fragile, his bones are too weak, and he will get snapped like a twig under the weight of giant defenders, he is completely useless." Yet right there, in that pitch-black darkness, Leo Messi delivered the first and greatest life lesson that we need to carve into our minds with pure gold. Your greatest weakness is precisely the exact point that is going to morph into your absolute biggest, most peerless, and most powerful strength in this lifetime. Being short means a lower center of gravity, insane agility, extraordinary balance, and a way of controlling the ball that no giant or wall on earth can ever hope to copy. Messi learned to fight against colossal, physical opponents not through brute force or street fights, but through lightning-fast thinking, razor-sharp cognitive speed, and a raw technique oozing out of his eyes. We have spent so much time in our own lives whining, crying, and stressing over things that are actually meant to make us unique and set us apart. Have you ever looked at something you consider your ultimate life flaw and realized it might actually be your golden ticket to winning? If Messi had been super tall with a generic build, he might never have discovered that magical control, those lethal acceleration bursts, or that unmatched movement intelligence over the ball. Do not ignore your flaws and shortages in life. Hug them, accept them, and weaponize them into the exact tools that will one day secure your crown. Yet the scar-filled story of Leo Messi did not stop there. That was just the opening chapter of a painful labyrinth. Barcelona stepped up with a different vision and agreed to pay for his astronomically expensive medical treatments, bringing him over to Spain, but at what psychological and emotional price? Imagine a shy, quiet, 13-year-old kid plucked away from his familiar alleyways, ripped away from his mother, father, friends, and everything he held dear, and dropped into a massive, foreign country speaking a language he couldn't understand a single word of, with not a single friendly face to talk to. Homesickness ate away at his soul like an acid. Every night inside his cold, dark, quiet room, he cried all by himself, longing for the taste of home-cooked food and the streets of Rosario. Yet despite carrying that mountainous weight of loneliness, the next morning he was back on the training pitch with a ball at his feet, ready to fight. This is precisely where a golden psychological rule called resilience comes into play. Great psychologists of the world teach us that successful, history-making people are not the ones who avoid pain or never take a hit. They are the ones who hug the pain, learn how to live right alongside it, and sprint with all their might while they are hurting. Right now in your life, your career, or your relationships, you are probably feeling a massive, hollow void, a painful distance from the people you love, a deep, isolating loneliness, an absolute lack of backup where it feels like nobody has your back. But precisely where you are suffering the most from that loneliness, you are hardening from the inside, growing bones, and shedding your old skin. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Loneliness, forced solitude, and enduring deep suffering are the exact ingredients that forge an army of great, successful, and fiercely independent individuals. Messi learned during those brutal, suffocating years how to channel all his swallowed tears, all his homesickness, and all his hidden grief into laser-focused concentration and an ironclad will. Every time sadness hit him, he didn't complain. Instead, he trained harder, ran longer, sweated more, and glued the ball tighter to his soles to light up his dark world with his own 2 feet. After all those wounds and back-breaking hardships, when Leo Messi finally clawed his way through to Barcelona's senior team and conquered the world with his otherworldly, alien-like performances, did you think everything suddenly turned into milk and honey, that all the pain vanished and peace was handed to him on a silver platter? Hell no, my friend. Life never hands out rewards to anyone that cheaply. The worst, heaviest, and most soul-crushing blow hit him precisely where he least expected it and never could have imagined: the national team of his own country, Argentina. For long, agonizing years, the exact same people who should have carried him on their shoulders and worshipped him were throwing rocks at him in the streets, spitting on him, and degrading him simply because he hadn't won a trophy for the national team yet. They called him spineless, accused him of being a fraud, and claimed he only shined in Barcelona alongside pampered superstars because he lacked any national pride or heart for his country. Every time he lost a Copa America final or a World Cup final, all the cheering and fan love vanished overnight, replaced instantly by filthy curses, thrown stones, and merciless, organized humiliation. Imagine the entire globe worshipping you as the greatest player on earth and falling in love with your style, while the people inside your own homeland, your very own countrymen, are tearing you to shreds and rubbing salt into your open wounds just to watch you suffer more. The psychological pressure and the crushing weight of expectations on Leo Messi's shoulders became so immense, suffocating, and unbearable that in the year 2016, right after suffering yet another bitter final loss in the Copa America, he broke down. He wept right there in the middle of the grass pitch, and with a shaking, exhausted, tear-choked voice, he announced that it was finally over. He declared that the national team was finished for him and he would never wear that country's shirt again. Leo Messi thought that by quitting right there, he would finally find relief and escape from that cursed psychological pressure. But my good friend, running away from a problem never solves it, it only erases it temporarily, only for it to roar back at you later in an even more terrifying shape. This is precisely where we stumble upon a bizarre and hyper-crucial psychological phenomenon called the point of surrender right before success. Many of us, across our different jobs, our businesses, our relationships, or our goals, dig our shovels right 2 steps away from the ultimate treasure, quit, walk away, and assume everything is permanently ruined. Messi was just a regular human being in those moments. He was tired, worn down. His skin and bones were pulverized under the heavy pressure of toxic media, unfair analysts, and an ignorant public, and he simply lacked the juice to keep going. But a tiny flame inside him, something deep down, refused to let it end quietly, and it whispered to him that this couldn't be the final chapter. He came back. Why did he come back? Because deep in his bones, he realized that the biggest failure in life isn't losing a sports final. The absolute biggest and most tragic failure is waving the white flag right in the middle of the journey, hugging your knees in despair, and refusing to fight for your dreams anymore. Messi realized that the masses and society will always clap for someone who falls down and turn into a mob of haters, but for the person who stands back up with a bloodied face and a battered body to keep fighting, they ultimately fall silent and grant deep, profound respect. And that is precisely how, in the year 2022, in the most definitive, glorious, and cinematic way possible, he forced the exact same people who used to throw stones at him to roll out the red carpet inside the stadiums of Qatar, drop to their knees in front of him, and scream his name with tear-filled eyes. He lifted the World Cup high above his head and proved to the universe that in a world where everything is stacked against you, stubborn, foolish perseverance, unwavering core faith, and refusal to quit will completely crush and obliterate raw talent and bad circumstances. Now it's time to yank this puzzle straight out of the football pitch and drop it ruthlessly into your own personal life, my friend. How many times in your career, your business, your love life, your studies, or your pursuit of your biggest life goals have you taken a fall, looked down in despair, and told yourself you aren't built for this and can't carry this heavy weight anymore? How many times have you let the gossip of the crowd, the whispering behind your back, and the cynical judgments of people around you, who couldn't understand your path even for a second, drive you to curl up in a ball and say you're done and want to quit on everything? The lesson you need to write in gold across your bedroom mirror is this: failure does not actually exist out there in the real world. Failure is simply a very simple, clear, and educational piece of feedback from the universe, screaming out loud to tell you, my friend, you took the wrong route, go another way and change your method. If Leo Messi had sulked after those countless heartbreaking final losses, slammed the door shut, and walked away from football forever, history would only remember him as a decent, ordinary player of the past, not the living legend whose name is etched eternally beside the greatest icons in human history. The ultimate difference between ordinary people and great individuals sparks right at this critical crossroads. Ordinary people feel ashamed of failure, tuck their tails between their legs, and hide it so nobody else can see. But great individuals extract vital, life-saving lessons from failure, frame that failure, and hang it right on their bedroom wall so they can remind themselves every single day how they pushed through that exact storm and came out stronger. To inject this magical formula straight into your actual life starting right now and spark a foundational shift, build one small yet powerful mental habit today. When you mess up somewhere in your life, when your business project hits a brick wall, when your relationship shatters and hits a dead end, instead of sitting alone in the corner of your room, hugging your knees, and cursing your bad luck, ask yourself one golden, life-saving question: what is this exact event trying to teach me that I was completely blind to and failing to see? That single, simple question instantly hijacks the operating system of your brain, yanks you out of the helpless victim mode, and drops the steering wheel and command seat of your entire life right back into your own two hands. You are no longer the person who disasters just happen to. You are the person who builds a stronger, taller stepping stone out of every single disaster, wound, and failure. Just like Leo Messi did across his entire grueling, lengthy, obstacle-filled career as he went on to conquer the world. Messi showed us with every fiber of his being that to become great in this world, you don't need everything to go your way from day one or have everything handed to you on a silver platter inside a cushioned life. In fact, it is the exact opposite. The harder life insists on knocking you flat on your back, the more you must learn how to harness the momentum of its own blow to launch yourself into a much bigger, higher leap. That is how you reach places that other people couldn't even dream of in their wildest night fantasies much faster, harder, and more brilliantly. The success path of Leo Messi was overflowing with blind alleys, deep gashes, malicious insults, midnight tears, heavy taunts, and absolute despair, but he never let any of those obstacles become an excuse to pull the emergency brake and stop. Deep down inside, he realized that nobody else writes a person's destiny. Your destiny is forged with your bare hands, an unyielding iron will, and a stubborn, relentless refusal to stop pushing forward. Now, everything comes down to your own personal choice, my friend. Do you want to cry and retreat to your bedroom corner at the very first stumble, the first harsh remark, and the first failure, or do you want to be like Leo Messi and use the ashes of every single failure to light a massive, burning, radiant fire that illuminates the entire world and makes your name immortal? The choice is entirely yours, so stop wasting time right now, stand straight up, dust off your clothes, and go win the game of life with absolute authority.